What's going on, boys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another video. I'm going to go over all the tactics, every single of this tactics, formation instructions for this weekend league. Now, I know it's team of the season. I know you're struggling. It's going to be the sweatiest weekend league. Things that worked before will not work anymore because the game is very sweaty. Now, let those people want to skip to tactics, skip to it, and then start crying in the competition after. It's very important you understand this, okay? You need to have a defensive formation, guys. You cannot get away without a defensive because every single team in the season, historically, if someone goes down, they go to constant pressure immediately. You need to have a formation that can counter it. So you're going to see we brought back the ultra defensive formation, the 4-3-3 third variation. We've got the 4-2-3-1. We've tuned it so it's balanced so you can start with that formation. It's more conservative, but you can also play with it and defend with it. Because yes, you can have an ultra defensive formation, but you also need a formation if you're 2-0 ahead. You don't want to go park the bus, invite pressure. You want to hold the game out. So you want a defensive, but also balanced and attacking 4-2-3-1. Then we have the 3-5-2, the very attacking solution. If you can't score with a 3-5-2, you can't score with any formation. Because why? Because as we know, the 3-5-2 when you're attacking is basically a 4-4-2 with a cam. It's a 4-1-2-1-2 in the middle, with the left mid and right mid. And it's a 4-2-3-1, of course, with, of course, two strikers. So this is going to be your savior if you can't score. If someone is parking the bus. Then you need the formation to press. If you're losing inside the game, you need a formation to press. Or if you're losing 1 or 2-0, to go to straight away. So let's go straight into tactics. Now, the 4-3-3 third variation has brought its way back. It's very important you have this formation. Now, if you want to, you can use drop back. Now, I'm not condoning it. Now, I would recommend, in my personal opinion, just reduce the width and the depth all the way down. Now, this would be the formation. If you're getting killed with constant pressure, this will be your savior. And trust me, this is saved from pro level or to casual. This has saved so many players. The most important thing here is that you're defensive. We have one of the strikers, or one of the centre mid, should I say rather, on drop between defenders. Now, this is the guy that you're going to take off, okay? And the reason why is when you're defending or when you're starting the game, when you attack in a 5-defender formation, there's no formations where you have 2 CDMs and then a back line of 5. This is the only formation in FIFA that has it. And trust me, just like usual, you're going to see that eventually when people figure this out, they're all going to use it, okay? It's the only formation that allows you to have a drop between defenders when you're attacking, have a back 5 and have 2 CDMs to secure the counter attack, which is very important, and to defend the lead. So how does the tactics work? So we got the balanced, slow build-up plays imperative. Now, when you're getting pressed, remember this such a small thing. Whenever you want to create and alleviate pressure, push a player away with the L1 trigger. Do not use the mistake of using the R1 button. I don't know who's suggesting this. When someone comes towards you, the AI comes with them automatically, whether they're on constant pressure or not, so it's going to invite more pressure. Slow build-up play will allow you to get past constant pressure because you're not going to have everyone flying forward. And then you have chance creation of balance. Do not use possession. It makes sense logically, but it brings players towards you and it allows you to be more congested and it allows you to be more cramped together. Do not do that because this invites more pressure. Leave it on balance, okay? The width's going to be as high as possible. When you have the ball, yes, when you're defending, you want to be narrow as possible. When you have the ball, you want to be as wide as possible so you can distribute the ball to the wide players. Players in the box, I'll just say swiftly put this to 1 because this is, of course, your defensive formation. Your 1 to close the game out. Instructions. Left mid, right mid, both stay wide, stay edge of the box, come back on the fence. That means when you get the ball in a corner, you're going to still have that person to pass on the other side. If you try to waste time, you're going to have that player there. Strikers, stay central, come back in the fence, false 9. False 9 is important because don't forget, he doesn't exist anymore. He ends up becoming a centre back when you're attacking. So you want someone to be in the middle there. That's the idea behind stay central, false 9. So he comes into the middle. Left CDM and right CDM, both cut passing lanes, stay attacking cover center. 2 CDMs, the most important thing, especially against 3-5-2. This will save you. Why? It's because 3-5-2 people are going to put 4 players, maybe even 5 on, stay forward with a left mid, right mid, 2 strikers and cam. You create a man for man with this system because you're going to have a back line of 5 against his back line of 5 and 2 CDMs to save you. It's very, very important. Left back and right back, stay back, conservative and overlap. So they don't push forward when you do an L1 trigger behind. Now this formation, the reason I spent some time going over it because it's so important. You're going to see this now. When you come back next week, write down the comments down below how it saved you. Because a lot of people are going to be like, listen, don't forget, this formation is not going to guarantee you it, but it will save you. So don't expect a miracle. But if you know what you're doing and you defend well, I guarantee this formation is a defense formation. When you're winning 1 or 2, when your opponent goes constant pressure, you'll win 50% more games. I genuinely believe that. Then we have the 4-2-3-1. Now, this is the formation that's going to be balanced, okay? It's going to have 2 CDMs. We're going to want step out cover center as well. But we're going to have the cam and strike on stay forward. So this is the formation to start the game with, okay? If you're winning 1-0, but you don't want to go to a park the bus system because only 15 minutes inside the game, you will stick on this formation, both on new gen, old gen. On new gen, you may have to increase the depth a little bit, and that is about it. You can copy these tactics exactly how it is. It's a very balanced formation. It works very, very well. To be honest, a lot of pro players, they use this for both their attacking, very, very attacking, and very, very defensive. So do I. But the truth is, not every single player is a rank 1 player. That is why you got to have different setups for different parts of the game. It's very important you understand that. That's why if you see a lot of pro play tactics, everything's on balanced. We got long ball as well, not slow build up play. Feel free to put this on balance if you think long ball's a bit too attacking for you. That's not a personal preference. And chance creation, again, personal preference. If you're on forward runs, you may prefer that on old gen. Old gen, I would say forward runs. On new gen, you may prefer direct, new gen, you may prefer direct passing. I personally prefer forward runs if I'm playing on old gen, and new gen, I prefer direct passing. Most of them I prefer forward runs. No one talks about it, but I think it's a superior choice here, especially with the 4-2-3-1. That's why my videos always get 4-2-3-1s, always get millions of views. It's because forward runs and long balls is such a good combination. Now the instructions, stay central, stay forward for both the strike and the cam. It's going to defend in a 4-4-1-1, okay? 4-4-1-1. The lamb and the ram on comeback and offense, balanced on cross, okay? Both CDMs on cut passing lanes, they're attacking our cover center. Now, what I do basically is I have two CDMs there, being João Cancelo and Hakimi. They're players that can do everything. Either team of the year players there. Just feel free to use normal CDMs there. Left back, right back, stay back. No conservative, no overlap. This is a very, very good formation to use when you're starting the game and you want to suss your opponent out. Because this is a very ultra defensive formation. You don't want to be sitting the whole game formation with 5 defenders and 2 CDMs. You want to have 2 strikers. So this is kind of like a 4-4-1-1. The cam and the striker both on stay forward, and that's what really makes formation work well, because you're still defending a 4-4-2. And don't forget, when you're defending this formation, you're basically defending in a 4-4-2. So this is basically, think of this formation the exact same thing as a 4-4-2, except for you have 2 strikers, one behind each other, and when you're defending, it's more defensive than the 4-4-2 because you have 2 CDMs and you've got the cam there to support. Then we have the 3-5-2. Just copy these tactics out. Okay, yesterday I uploaded a 3-5-2 tactics on my channel, where I explain that there's a defensive 3-5-2. Now this one is this is why I released this video today. This is a complete different 3-5-2. Yesterday you might have seen the depth and the width reduced, and you would have seen slow build up play. And the reason why I made that video is because yesterday's video, this 3-5-2 defended in a 5-3-1. That's how it defended, and that's because it's a balanced formation, more leaning towards defensive. Because we already have 2 defensive formations in this tactic slot, it's no point having a 3rd defensive formation. It's pointless. We've already got 2. We got park the bus kind of, not park the bus, but one to close out the game, anti-constant pressure. We got one to stay middle of the game, or whether winning 1-0 or losing 1-0. Then we're 3-5-2 if we need to attack. So that is why this is the attacking variation. So if you just use a 3-5-2 for both slots, then use yesterday's formation. But this is attacking 3-5-2. Again, chance creation. Either use direct passing or forward runs. They both work. They've both been tested from rank 1 players all the way to about rank 6. So it doesn't matter what skill level you are. These will work. Instructions. Stay central, stay forward, get it behind for both the strikers. Cams on, stay forward. And don't forget, I got this video on my Patreon, so it's patreon.com/NealGuides. If you do want to get better at FIFA, you can, of course, join my FIFA School Series. Patreon.com/NealGuides. Link is down below in the description. All the videos you need to know, including probably my most used series, my Division 10 all the way to Elite Division series, using a 100k team and using a 1,000,000 coin team. We use both the teams, and I show you my controller, annotate over every single game to show that anyone can get from Division 10 to the high ends of Elite Division just by playing base football. That's no L1 trigger spam, or no L1 over the top, should I say. No shot cancels, just basic football and only one skill move, the fake shot. Patreon.com/NealGuides. And of course, we've got all the formation videos. If you want to learn how to use the formations, we got the 3-5-2 here, and we've got the 4-4-2 coming up very, very soon. And of course, all the meta skill moves, link is down below in the description. But anyway, back to the video. As I said, you can see the 3-5-2 video, how to use that there. Both CDMs cut past lanes, they want to take a cover center, left mid, right mid, come back in offense, get into the box for a cross, and get in behind. No stay wide here. You can use hug the silence if you want to, and that's about it. For the back line, we have them all on stay back. If you want to make this a bit more attacking, you can put, not this player, put this on stay back. Put the left centre back and the right centre back on overlap if you want to make it more attacking. And in game, probably wondering how does this play? It's something like this. So I put Hakimi over there, and then I put like this. And personally, I put Mbappe on the wing, and I put Ginola in camp, or sometimes I put a tile there. That is how I play it. Basically, very, very simple, like this. Now, remember, this is a formation where you're defending in a 5-2-1-2, okay? So it's not defensive, yes, it's defensive. This is the formation, if you can't score with a 4-2-3-1, this is the formation you want to switch to. Then the last formation we have is the 4-4-2. Now, this is the way I've made this is, again, the exact same thing. I would recommend forward runs on this tactic. Copy this as it is. Now, I have press after possession loss. The reason for this is sometimes you're losing 1 or 2-0 at 45 minutes. You don't want to go constant pressure immediately. So the idea behind this formation is you can use this to press in a 4-4-2 and attack in a 4-4-2, okay? If, let's say, you are losing 2-0 and it's not pressing enough, you can always use the D-pad tactic, team press. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the D-pad tactic, just pause the game and put this to constant pressure. I'll show you the tactics anyway and instructions, so you can just feel free to copy these. Again, you can just pause the video. Stay central, get it behind, and stay forward for both the strikers. Left mid, right mid, both come back in defense. The rest is on default. If you want to, you can put these guys and get into the box or cross if you want to. Both center mid, stay back while attacking and cover center. If you want to, if you're comfortable with it, on the most attacking center mids, you can put them on balanced, or you could put them on get forward if you are comfortable. I'd recommend putting one of them on balance, someone like a high and medium work rate. Left back and right back, stay back. And the reason why these guys will come back, these guys, I would say, for most of you guys, put these on come back in defense. It's because you want to defend together in a unit. Now, the reason I want to mention this is because when pro players use this formation, they leave these guys on stay forward. The reason why is because they right stick switch to their strikers to bring them back to defend with them. If you do not do that, you have to put these two on come back in defense, because if you don't, your opponent's going to be smart and he'll play in between your two strikers and your midfield 4. You have to commit one of these players going forward, you create a gap in behind, and then he will break you down with 2 strikers. So that's why it's important. You want to defend together and press in a unit, and that is why you want to be as wide as possible. And then, of course, you want to have long ball and forward runs to get the ball back quickly. So you could, of course, you may want to increase the depth, especially on new gen, but that is about it. So the idea is when you start the game, you would start on this 4-2-3-1. That would be your formation to go to. This is where you lose when you're 0-0, 1-0 down, or 1-0. If you go, let's say, to 90 minutes and you're with this formation and you're working fine, then you can use this. This formation is only to be used like if you're losing, so if you're winning and you think you're going to lose, you can't hold on. Let's say you like force on, you know what, this guy's got everyone committing forward. I need to be more defensive. This will be your savior. It will save you more than a park the bus formation. Yes, there's no drop back, but it will save you more because of 2 CDMs and a bank of 5. Do not go so far with drop back, in my opinion, especially with new gen, because someone can just play a first time pass and do a shot with a striker. So this is the formation to be using if you like 70, 80, 90 minutes. Constant pressure is there and you're struggling, okay? That's what I would say for that. Then as we go over, let's say, for example, you're inside the game and the 4-2-3-1 is not working for you and you want to be more attacking. You can either use the 4-4-2 or the 3-5-2. This one's a bit more pressing. This one's a bit more attacking. This one's better for pressing the ball if he's holding the ball, wasting time. This is if you're attacking. And let's say, for example, you're losing now and it's 2-0 and it's 70 minutes, right? You'll go to this tactic immediately and you'll use either team press or you'll pause the game and put constant pressure on. So this is the formation if you're winning 1-0 and you want to close the game out, or 2-0. This is the formation if you basically want to be balanced either when you're winning or when you're losing or when you're drawing. This is the formation to be using if you're in trouble and you cannot score with a 4-2-3-1. You need 2 strikers. He's using park the bus, or he or she, then use 3-5-2. And a 4-4-2 is either to be used, and to be honest, you can use when the game starts if you're comfortable with it. That's the key thing, is you can start with this formation. But if you're losing 1 or 2-0 and you're realizing the 3-5-2 is not good enough because you're defending with a 5-2-1-2, you haven't got the midfield presence, you can use this 4-4-2 to press the ball, or towards the end of the game, use it with constant pressure to win the ball back. That is a tactics layout. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very, very much for watching. And of course, this is my team. This is the way that I laid out for those that are wondering how on earth does this work. And don't forget another quick thing as well. Don't forget your balance tactic. That's the one you start for just chemistry purposes. I put every single player on comeback and defense. This is basically your anti-kickoff formation. So if your opponent kicks off first, you got this as your anti-kickoff. That means if your opponent kicks off first, as you can see here, I've got 2 center mids, a back line of 5. If your opponent kicks off first, your players don't commit forward and you don't get kickoff. That's the NealGuides quick tip. make sure you have round kickoff formation, or at least have one of the centimeters on drop between defenders. You're not playing a back five, and that is a tactic setup. Don't forget, again, this video is sponsored by Patreon series, patreon.com/NealGuides. All the videos that you need to know to get better, including how to use a jockey. I know people are still struggling with the jockey technique. I got an advanced tutorial explaining how to use a jockey technique in detail, where I explained, for example, the differences between the jockeying, etc., etc. And we've got the attack patterns and all the other videos. Link is down below in the description. Don't forget, if you want to see a jockey video, that's all the 3 methods are here as well, the ones that I mentioned. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy. Links down below in the description. And of course, I'll catch you next time. Peace out.